farmers developed three-type grapes, and in the bad old days of the 60s and 70s, so everyone sold PVC and whatever kind of product you wanted to make the farmer's life got easier, without any kind of reflection on the long-term effect. And of course now they know all about that. And so sexual confusion is when you put the pheromones of these two species of butterfly here in these little plastic vials, and what it does, it attracts the males in vast number, because for them what they're smelling is a hot female, and lots of them, and so they all fly in from everywhere, and they're totally drab, these little butterflies. There's two species of them. They see what they think are hot females. In fact, there are other males arriving looking for hot females, and so they all start trying to get on with each other, the guys, and they die of sexual frustration after 24 hours of fruitless endeavours. And when the females arrive, they have a much, much lower emission, by which time most of the men are dead. And so they don't lay any eggs, and they don't have a problem with it. And you'll see them, the little plastic vials. They're not up yet because it's too early. They're expensive, but you'll find them with the Grand Cru vineyards of Burgundy, in Champagne, and all over the world you'll find them. And it's produced by Bayer, and it's a very effective system. Although some people are saying it has effect on men's sexuality, the guys that work in the vineyards, all that sort of attention, I mean, all that breathing in all that pheromone, but it's still used in the Grand Crus. But otherwise, everyone here is as organic as they can be. But you know, the whole thing is that these are farmers. They've had their vineyards for generations. They know how to look after their vines. They're not going to throw chemicals at it. The biggest problem we have here is fungi. They have to treat with sulfur-based sprays against mildew and odium. Those are the two main problems. But every year there is another new fungi that arrives, because with the warming up of the temperatures, insects are coming from further south, and with them they're bringing other things. So every year there is an alarm about a new virus that they found, so they're continually aware that the environments are changing and there are things to happen that never happened 100 years ago.
Now, this was plowed by a machine.
Yeah, so the plows straddle the vine.
Yeah, so this slope isn't too high that they have to use horses.
No. It's an option. You can use a horse. Most people will use the tractor.
Yeah.
But the horse is used by a lot of producers now. They tend to be the ones that sell the most expensive wines, because they can afford to have a guy on a horse plodding up and down their vineyards all the time. When you go down to Beaune, it's a lot more common down there, because the wines retail for 4 or 5 times the price than they do here.
And the slope is less than what you were showing us before.
Yeah, that's the other slope problem. The problem with the
Yeah.
steeper slopes is that if they take away the grass and you get sort of a lot of rain, then you will get erosion. And because they used to, some people still use herbicides, so they take away the grass, but you need to have a vibrant topsoil. You need to have microorganisms in the top to aerate the soil, to enable it to then drain water when it comes down. And although we like dry, sunny weather here, we want to have a certain humidity in the ground as well. And that's also why the vines are very close, the grapes are very close to the ground. We want that reflected heat off the grapes, because we want to maximise their ripeness. Here they'll also take off the foliage, they'll clip the foliage back with garden shears, and they'll do that several times during the summer. But you want enough foliage for the photosynthesis, but you don't want too much that you're going to smother the grapes and not get sunshine getting to them. And the other thing, if there's too much foliage, then you'll encourage the development of fungi. So you want to have a well-aerated vine. So every single vine here is touched by the owner at least 7 times during the course of the year. And when you've got millions of vines, I mean, that takes a long time, which is why, apart from Sundays, you'll find everybody out in the vineyard. If you're back here tomorrow, this place will be full of white vans and people working in the vineyards, and all the people working are the people that own the vineyard. So, you know, people say, well, where's the labour come from? The labour are the wine producers. There's no migrant labour that comes in here. It's very much very skilled, highly skilled experience that goes into creating the great wines. So pruning the vine like they've just done here, that takes a long time, because you have to know exactly which one of the 50 branches that came up last year to cut off. And so they're already selecting that second spur there. That's going to be next year's branch taking over from that one. And then there's a one